244, says Gas Buddy. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WIAB. I'm Chris Davis.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are the individual views and opinions of the people expressing them and are not...
Happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome into the Lindsey Beckham Show. We are live here in the very hot Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. Andrew, if you are listening, how on earth do you have the heat on in here? Oh, my goodness. Look, 41-year-old women in perimenopause whose hormones are all out of whack after having lots of babies can't deal with the heat being on when it's 70 degrees outside. Whew. It is warm and toasty up in here, but I just got the air going. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Hope everybody's having a great Thursday so far. It is a beautiful day out there. Perfect weather. We don't have many days like that here in Mississippi throughout the year. It is Valentine's this weekend, so men, telling you, women's wellness, that is where it is at. Get your lady a facial or a gift certificate for some skincare, some Botox, all the things to make her look better and feel better. We always feel so much better when we have that confidence and we feel like we look good. So that would be the perfect Valentine's Day gift if you ask me. Of course, they are proud sponsors of the Lindsey Beckham Show. And of course, we love our good friend Morgan, who is with us on Tuesdays for Pour It Out Tuesdays with Lindsey and Morgan here on the Lindsey Beckham Show. If you have been under a rock, then maybe you haven't seen this, but there has been a post that has gone pretty viral across social media, at least in this area of the state. Amy from Walmart. This story was posted. I'm not even sure who the woman was, but she claims that she saw this woman, and then I guess eventually they found out who she was and posted her name. But in the parking lot of a Walmart, I'm not quite sure what was going on inside the truck. It looks like maybe there was some promiscuous acts taking place. I do not know what the reasoning for it was. I don't know if I don't know. So I'm not even going to speculate. But because this got put out to social media, memes began to be made. People were mocking and laughing at this woman. I believe this took place at the Richland Walmart. And so our friends Amber and Tyler from The Dying Breed had something to say about that. And they're going to call in and tell us about it. I think that's them now. Hey there, you're on the air.
Hey, Lindsey.
Hey.
Hey, am I on the air?
Yes, you're on air.
Okay.
I was
Tyler on here too.
Awesome. I was setting it up just a little bit. And of course, I don't even really know what was going on in the vehicle in the Walmart parking lot. I think that's probably speculation on a lot of people's parts, but there was a post made about this woman and about something that took place in a Walmart parking lot. And I think there was some talk about maybe her child was with her. I don't even know if there's any truth to that or not, because you just hear so many different things. But this kind of went social media viral. Memes began to be made. People were mocking and ridiculing and making fun of this woman. And you saw this happening and decided you needed to do something about it. So tell us what happened.
So I'm going to give you the quick rundown, and then I'm going to let Tyler explain to you why we are standing firm on helping her. I just saw on social media someone recording a couple, making out, grabbing butts, things like this in the parking lot of Walmart. The person that videoed it posted online and said, help me find this girl. Her kids are in the car beside her, crying, screaming, and she is performing oral acts on this man in this parking lot. That is what was said.
This
So
was it Richland? It was Richland Walmart?
Richland.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So the internet sleuths find this couple, and they doxed her, and they put her name out there, say she was doing all kinds of things that is not true, that she was not doing, and that she basically abandoned her kids to go they said that she was performing these things to make money, like all kinds of craziness. And then I saw companies getting involved in this, like making fun of her, saying, let's go to the Walmart parking lot, or whatever they're saying. And I was like, I know this girl is probably sitting at home sick to death and just feels like, oh my gosh, the world is against me. And I have been that girl before.
Mm-hmm.
So I just went to our business page, my husband's business page, and I said, Amy from Walmart, please reach out to me. I want you to know you're still loved, and I would love to give you something from our company. And from there, lots of companies started messaging me in the community. We want to be a part of this. We want to give to her. We want to let her know she's loved. So that's how it happened. Then they come for me and say, how dare I do this for a publicity stunt? I did this to get business recognition. Also that I'm a horrible person because I'm rewarding bad behavior, telling me I should off myself. I should not have children in my possession. Just absolute craziness. And some companies too actually said, we don't want to be a part of it anymore. We don't want to get backlash on our business. And I get it, whatever. If you want to do it, you do it. But don't come and say you want to help someone and then cower down. But the rest of them have not cowered down, and we're not going to. And I have spoken to the girls. They have gotten the Walmart footage. There was no exposure at all. Children were in the car right beside the truck where the windows were down. They were there for 12 minutes, and they were making out. It was her child's father. She has another boyfriend. She cheated, whatever. Who cares? We are human, and it gives no one any right to tell this woman that she doesn't deserve to be a mother or she should end her life. And it's absolutely ridiculous. And
so the child that was in the child that was in the car, this was the child's mother and father?
Yes.
Well, I mean, that doesn't sound too crazy to me if they're kissing in front of their child. I saw some.
She left them in the car alone to go hook up, is what they're saying. And I get it. Poor judgment. I get it. Is it worth what she's receiving? Absolutely not. So I'm going to let Tyler tell you why we are still standing firm on still loving this woman, regardless of what the world's telling us to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tyler, I got to say, I saw your video this morning and it made me tear up. You have an incredible wife who really does so much in that community. And when I think of somebody being the hands and feet of Jesus, I think of Amber. And so I love that you shared that with the world, how much you appreciate your wife and the way that she helps other people. Tyler, you there? Did we lose him?
Okay, I guess we lost him. I don't know.
He can call in. He can call in and I can put him on the other. I can have you both on different lines at the same time, but you'll be able to hear each other.
Okay, that's fine. I'll tell him to. Because he's very good at speaking. I'm not so much, but it's just very heartbreaking. The girl is really struggling right now, and they just don't deem her worthy of help. And I just think like, oh my gosh, if the people that helped me when I was in the pit looked at me and said, she's disgusting, she is not worthy of help, I would be dead.
Yeah.
And I just don't see how anyone could look at it from that angle at all. You can think what someone's doing is wrong and still love them and want to love on them at the same time. It's just not impossible. I guess it is for people that aren't saved. Maybe, I'm not sure.
So you and your husband, you have a clothing company called The Dying Breed. And so you just posted and you were wanting her to reach out because you wanted her to know that there's somebody in her corner, and then you were going to give her something.
There are companies out here, yes. Because I did it specifically from the business page because of the other businesses posting about her.
So then you started to receive messages from other businesses who wanted to help as well, correct?
Yes. I mean, I had a therapist offering her free therapy. A gym offered her 4 weeks of free gym membership. A hairstylist offered to do her hair for her, or a self-care day. a gift card to Kroger for her and her kids to get food. I mean, lots of people are wanting to love on this girl, and I love to see it. It is actually really beautiful.
That's incredible. And I appreciate you putting your neck out there, Amber, to let her know that she's not alone. I mean, God forbid we are all judged on the mistakes that we've made and it all be out there publicly. I say so many times, I'm just very thankful that there weren't cell phones in everybody's hands with cameras on them when I was growing up, because I can't imagine what footage would be out there.
Oh, I would be, I would be doomed. I would absolutely be doomed. So I guess just the main thing is that people that are upsetting me the most. Everybody says, "Why are you getting so upset? Why are you getting so upset?" Is I have people saying to me, "Why don't you consider other people that are actually in need? There's rehabs that are local that you should put your time and energy into." One specifically said, "Amber, why don't you help Saving Grace? They're in Brandon. You should do some research on them." So he's joking. I partner with them literally almost every single day of my life. My whole life is around getting stuff for the women at Saving Grace. Like, these people have no idea who I am, and it's almost comical, but it's sad at the same time.
So, Amber, have you been able to speak to her directly?
Yeah, I talked to her this morning.
I think we have Tyler. Tyler, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, good. Amber, can you hear Tyler too?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Okay, I think she was going to pitch it to you and let you talk about why you guys are, I know you've been getting a lot of hate, but why you guys are standing firm in this decision to love on Amy from Walmart.
You pitching it to me, Amber?
Yeah, your perspective or what, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, so I kind of just learned about it from Amber's point of view. It happened the other night, and she kind of told me about it and touched on it, but I didn't really know what was going on until the next day, and then I saw what it turned into. And from our perspective, me and Amber, and as a company's perspective, we are called to love on people who the world says that we probably shouldn't love on. And the reason why we do that is because Jesus loved on us in the middle of our storms and our messes, and he set us free from a lot of different stuff, without condemnation, without judgment. And in him doing that, we are to pass that on. And that is a staple of what we believe and how we try to live.
And I mean, and that's how he lived. The woman at the well, he sat with sinners. Those are the hearts he needed to change, not the hearts that were in no need of change. He left the 99 to go after the one lost. And so I think that's what we're called to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the backlash really comes from I think it comes from a lack of understanding, not only from that, but people look at the situation and they say, "Hey, you're rewarding this behavior." But that's not what we're doing. We aren't rewarding anything. We don't condone the behavior. I think people are getting it twisted. We don't agree with what she did or how she was living, really. But what we are called to do is we are called to love her in the midst of that. And it really stemmed from everyone making fun of it and casting a bunch of hate and cyberbullying towards her, making memes about it, giggling at her expense. We're talking about grown adults here. And Amber saw that, and it touched her heart, and she felt convicted about it, and she acted. And that's what we do. And we are not ashamed of it, and we stand by the decision, and we will continue to stand by it for whoever needs it. It doesn't matter. We don't look at gender or race or sins committed. We just look, hey, is God calling me to help this person? And yes, okay, so I'm going to, regardless of what everyone thinks.
And you never know what someone's going through either. You never know what tiny little thing could be their breaking point. And I can't imagine being mocked socially, how that must feel, and the shame that I'm sure she probably does feel. So Amber, you've been in touch with her. You've been able to speak with her.
Yeah. I've talked to her and her mom several times. And she's hurting. I guess what's the worst part to me, honestly, this is the absolute worst part, And she said, Amber, there's people that are being so ugly to me that I've known my whole life that call themselves Christians. That makes me sick.
And I'm sure she already feels so much shame herself. I'm sure she's hating on herself right now. You know, when we make mistakes, or we're our own worst enemies and critics. So to have the whole world out there seemingly mocking you as well, I can't imagine what that must feel like.
Yeah, it's sad. It's very sad, and it really taints what the word Christian actually means. And that's what makes me sad.
Yeah.
And the only difference between this woman and everybody else, including myself, including Amber, is we didn't get our stuff plastered all over the internet. That's the only difference.
Mm-hmm.
And people seem to forget that. You know, you get your life together and God gives you some blessings, and all of a sudden you feel like you can look down on someone that maybe doesn't have their life quite together yet. But we forget about our own messes that we were rescued from. So that's really... Amber sees that, she recognizes that in a lot of different people, and it really drives her to help everybody. You know, there's not a single person that Amber wouldn't help or go out of her way for.
And we've seen that with Amber several times, the way that she has jumped in and helped people within the community. And I was saying before you were on, I thought you were on, but you know, I really loved that you made that video this morning and talked about, you know, how much your wife does. You really came to her defense and showed the world how much you appreciate her, and talked her up and let the world know and people know the things that she does within the community, because I know Amber's been at the forefront of several movements and has helped many people. And so I don't for one second believe that this was a publicity stunt, or are you looking for, you know, getting your name out there, or looking to make money off of clicks on Facebook. But I mean, I'm sure you're getting a lot of that pushback. In fact, there's someone that's commented on the stream and said, I think these businesses are just doing this for free advertising and a pat on the back. I think
Let me say something on that, Lindsay. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead. Before commercial comes.
Yeah, go ahead.
I cannot speak for any single person that is given towards this woman. I do not know the posture of their heart. There are several of them that I know personally, and I do not believe it's for publicity. I know them very well, but I can't speak on why they're doing what they're doing. I can only speak on why Tyler and I are doing what we're doing. If they're doing it for publicity, well, they're not going to be blessed from it if God didn't call them to it. If they're doing it out of their own self will. Okay, so that's whatever. But it's just I can say about it. It is what it is. They want to give to her. Okay, great. I know why I am doing it. And as far as clicks and likes, and I don't get paid on Facebook. Newsflash. I don't make a single cent on Facebook. They've almost banned me twice for absolutely nothing. And as far as the company, you want to see my tax? You want to see our tax returns? I gave away more products than we sold last year. It was so bad. Actually, Tyler said, "Amber, listen, we are a company, baby.
You gotta quit giving stuff away."
So whatever. I don't really care to say that either. I don't know what to tell you.
So what do you say to the people who are talking about CPS needing to get involved and the child, the one who may need therapy down the road? What is your response to that?
I'm absolutely not against that. And I'm not mad that these people called the police and called CPS on her. If they truly felt like something wrong was happening and going on, absolutely do it. But you don't have to do that and tell her you hope she dies, or she needs to KILL herself, or she's an HOE, or I have $100 to meet you at the parking lot. But she's getting insane messages. If you see that happening, you call the police, they will call CPS, and they will handle it. That's what should be done. Absolutely. And she has an open case with CPS, and that's fine. Nobody cares about that. It's the hatred that I cannot get behind.
And now you're receiving that hatred as well.
Yeah, but I don't really care.
Look, I feel like when you have haters, you're over the target somewhere. So you're doing something right.
I told Amber the other day, I said, the amount of backlash and hate that you get from the world is depicting how much of an impact you're making on the kingdom, because
that's right.
He is going to come after you. If you do something little for the kingdom, hey, you're going to get a little bit of pushback. But the amount that you get back from the world, because He is the world, shows that you're making a serious impact. And that's what we're about.
So true. Yeah. So true.
Well, I have had people message me say, hey, I made some ugly comments. I said this, I said that, and I get it, and I apologize. I felt convicted. So,
Oh, I love
people
that. At least they
are
were strong enough to
seeing the
admit
point.
that. There's some people out
I've
there
got
strong
a
enough.
ton of those. So I think that's huge to stand up and say, I shouldn't have done this. That's awesome.
Right.
I love that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate you both so much. I've talked about y'all on the show before. I think you're amazing out there doing, boots on the ground, being the hands
Tyler,
and feet.
quit
Truly.
drilling.
Sorry.
No, I'm gonna let you get back to work, but I just appreciate you guys both so much. And you're truly being the hands and the feet of Jesus out there. And that's what the world needs more of. So thank you.
Hey, we appreciate you, Lindsay. Thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely. Y'all have a great day.
All right, you too.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, we got to take a break. Y'all stay with us. We will be right back here on the Lindsey Beckham Show. Don't go anywhere. Lindsey Beckham Show. Don't go anywhere.
1039 WYAB. Pure Air Consultants offers services on your heating and cooling system. It's time to get your heating system serviced. We offer replacement, service, maintenance agreements. It's important because if you have a gas heating system, it can produce carbon monoxide. So you want to make sure you have your system serviced and cleaned to protect your family. You want to make sure your system is safe to run. You can find us at our website at mypureairconsultants.com, mypureairconsultants.com.
Get ready, Louisiana! Johnny's Pizza House is turning up the heat with our Sweet the Swamp Pizza. Packed with crawfish, shrimp, a taste of crab, andouille sausage, bell peppers, onions, jalapenos, and a blend of Cajun spices, all smothered in delicious mozzarella cheese. It's the perfect bite of the bayou and the perfect meal for any Cajun crave. Try our Cajun Flint or dive into a Sweet the Swamp Pizza Bowl. A taste of Louisiana flavor is waiting on you. Let's share a slice today at Johnny's Pizza House.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
Where do you stand in the pro-life community? If you're passionate about protecting the sanctity of life from fertilization to natural death, please join us at Pro-Life Mississippi as we make a difference and save lives right here in our own state. Pro-Life Mississippi is a community of individuals dedicated to equipping others to value all human life, including the preborn, those with disabilities, and the elderly. Our mission is simple: to provide unwavering support, education, and advocacy for the preborn, their families, and other vulnerable children and adults. If you're just starting your pro-life journey or you have been an advocate of life for many years, Pro-Life Mississippi needs your voice and talents to save lives in Mississippi. Together, we can make a difference in building a stronger pro-life Mississippi. Learn more about us at prolifems.org. That's prolifems.org. Be part of the community that celebrates each and every human life.
Grizz Nation, your Memphis Grizzlies are back at FedEx Forum after the All-Star break on Friday, February 20th to host the Utah Jazz. Get here and get loud for the home team on Gospel Night. Grab your tickets today at grizzlies.com/tickets or at the FedEx Forum box office in Memphis.
Have you thought about the cost of long-term care? In Mississippi, a home health aide can cost over $57,000 a year, and a private nursing home room can exceed $109,000 annually. Hi, my name is Cressley Pierce at Pierce Professional Agency. Long-term care insurance may help protect your savings and give you more options and peace of mind as you age. Learn how planning ahead could save you money and stress. Find me, Cressley Pierce, online today at MadisonPlans.com. That's MadisonPlans.com.
We all love the farm-to-table food concept, right? Well, at Burnt Corn Farm, they bring you locally grown flowers straight from the farm to the vase. With a wide selection of flowers and excellent service, Burnt Corn Farm will make your next party or shower a southern delight. Sign up for a monthly bouquet subscription, and their farm fresh flowers will brighten your days all season long. You can also book your next family photo session in their wildflower field. That's Burnt Corn Farm on Facebook and Instagram.
Come together.
Welcome back to the Lindsey Beckham Show. We are live here in the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. 601-879-0002 is the number to call into the station. If you have anything that you would like to discuss or say today, 601-879-4648 is our text line. To recap just a little bit about what we have been speaking about, there was a post made with some pictures of a woman in a Walmart parking lot. Now, you can't actually tell what she is doing, and I think the post was reported and taken down. I know there's screenshots floating out there that I've seen, but allegedly this woman was having some sort of physical contact with a man and either had her child in the car with them or left her child in the car by itself for 12 minutes, I guess is what the video shows, how long this incident took place. And she's been called out on social media about it. Someone saw it, someone recorded it, and then they posted it asking for information on who this woman was, allegedly so that they could contact Child Protective Services because they were concerned about the child, which is understandable. I completely get that. When you see a child who looks as though they might possibly be being neglected, I mean, I think it is citizens' responsibility to check into that or make sure that everything's on the up and up in those kinds of situations. But again, if we were all judged for mistakes we made on our worst days, and we were all publicly humiliated and shamed for that, I don't think we'd be joining in laughing at this woman and making jokes at her expense, because we don't know where she is. We don't know where she is mentally. We don't know where she is spiritually. Maybe she doesn't have a relationship with Jesus, and maybe this is an opportunity for someone to be able to talk to her and show her the love that maybe she's never felt or known before. We just don't know. We don't know people's circumstances. And I can tell you, there have been days when I have just been not a very nice person to people because of personal situations happening in my own life, from trauma, from grieving, from feeling like I have the weight of the world on my shoulders because it's just me providing for 5 children by myself. And how do I do this all? And how do I take care of a child with special needs along with all of the siblings and getting everybody to school, making sure they're in the right school, making sure that, our voices are heard and we speak out on the things that I feel called and led to speak out on. And there's not enough hours in the day. How do I keep the clothes washed and the dishes clean and the floor swept? It's just, it's life is hard. And it's a lot. And especially for, there are single moms out there who just a lot of days probably feel like they're ready to crumble. I know there's been 2 or 3 times I can remember that something tiny has happened. And it wasn't that big of a deal, but it was because it was just my breaking point. I think I realized after my husband passed away, I realized probably way too long after that I needed to change air filters in my house. I had never changed air filters before. Growing up, my dad did that. And then, of course, later my husband did that. I didn't know that that was even anything that I needed to do. that's probably something that they should have taught me at some point. But I was, and I had an older sister, but she didn't live with us, half sister. So I was an only child in my house, and it's just nothing that ever came up. And so I remember feeling so overwhelmed just because of air filters, that I had to change an air filter and I didn't know how. And I remember another night when one of the toilets was overflowing and I couldn't fix it. And I did not know how to handle that. And because of everything else that had piled up, those things just hit at the right moment where I was at my breaking point. My older two girls, and this is one of my favorite stories because I think it really put things into perspective for me, but I had a daughter in second grade, I had a daughter in kindergarten, and I was 31 weeks pregnant with our twins. I got a phone call from the school saying, "Your girls have lice." Now, if you know anything about lice, it is the biggest headache. And now these lice have mutated into super lice, and they're almost impossible to get rid of. So I go and I get the girls and I bring them home and we treat the lice and we wash everything in the, and again, I'm 31 weeks pregnant with twins here, maybe 32 weeks at this point. Actually, I think it was even more closer to 34, 35 weeks pregnant with our twins, and so overwhelmed, so overwhelmed. Also, if you know anything about lice, you should definitely treat twice, because if you miss one tiny little nit or lice egg, it just starts all over. It's a vicious cycle. And so a few days later, I get a call from the school and they say, "You got to come get them. There's lice again." And I walked in the school, and this is why I praise our public school teachers in Madison County, and a lot of people think I'm so anti-teacher. I am absolutely not, especially not here, because I walked in the school that day and I just lost it. It was just, that was my breaking point. That moment, everything had piled up. I was so exhausted. I was so overwhelmed. And then, of course, my head's itching now because I'm thinking about my kids having lice, and now I've got to wash everything again. And we never know what someone else is going through. We never know when all the tragedy and all the trauma and all the grief has caught up with them and they are at their breaking point, and it just takes one little bitty tiny thing to send them over the edge. And I try so hard to remember that when dealing with people, when someone's not very nice, or in situations like with this mom who obviously made a very bad decision. But I think we've all made very bad decisions in our lives. And I'm so thankful for the people who showed me grace in moments when I wasn't so nice, or in moments when I made some bad decisions myself. So I try to remember that, and I hope that maybe this can be an example for everyone else to consider, that we don't know what someone else is going through. And instead of breeding hate, let's show love and give people some grace. We got to take a break. Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back here on the Lindsey Beckham Show, WIAB 103.9. On the Lindsey Beckham Show, WIAB 103.9.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
Pure Air Consultants offers services on your heating and cooling system. It's time to get your heating system serviced. We offer replacement, service, maintenance agreements. It's important because if you have a gas heating system, it can produce carbon monoxide. So you want to make sure you have your system serviced and cleaned to protect your family. You want to make sure your system is safe to run. You can find us on our website at mypureairconsultants.com, mypureairconsultants.com.
Get ready, Louisiana! Johnny's Pizza House is turning up the heat with our sweet the swamp pizza. Packed with crawfish, shrimp, a taste of crab, andouille sausage, bell peppers, onions, jalapenos, and a blend of Cajun spices, all smothered in delicious mozzarella cheese. It's the perfect bite of the bayou and the perfect meal for any Cajun craving. Try our Cajun flip or dive into a sweet the swamp pizza bowl. A taste of Louisiana flavor is waiting on you. Let's share a slice today at Johnny's Pizza House.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
CBS News brief. Federal officials have announced the end of the sweeping immigration crackdown in Minnesota. CBS's Nicole Skanga.
We do expect more of the agents and officers on the ground to either go back to their duty stations or to be assigned to a new mission.
Authorities in Arizona following up on thousands of tips in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. CBS's Andres Gutierrez.
The sheriff's department says that there was apparently a suspicious vehicle spotted on Via Entrada around 10 a.m. on January 31st, and that is the last day that anyone saw Nancy Guthrie alive.
Congress hears from NTSB Chief Jennifer Homendy on the 2025 deadly mid-air collision near D.C., a commercial jet, an Army helicopter.
It was preventable. In fact, now that our investigation has concluded, I can say without a shadow of a doubt that we've seen this before.
CBS News Brief. I'm Steve.
Would you like to get the hell out of your life? If you do, we can help. Listen to life-changing stories of faith from ordinary people. Our guests share how they discovered hope, freedom, and God's amazing grace, and today are living a life of freedom with purpose. The show is called Get the Hell Out of Your Life with your host, Ron Myers. Heard every Saturday morning at 7 and 7:30 right here on 103.9 WYAB. It can also be heard on your favorite podcast platform.
I'm speaking with Lee Bounds of Rapid Rate Mortgage. How does real estate agent Rita Jensen succeed when time is of the essence?
In today's market, it is so important to communicate and close on time. Typically have 30 days to close, get a home inspection, appraisal, title work, that kind of thing is a mortgage process. And a realtor relationship is so important. With a realtor like Rita Jensen with Remax Connection, she helps us to close on time.
RitaJensen.net.
Greetings. I'm Dr. Benny Tate, president of the Congregational Methodist Church denomination in Florence, Mississippi, and the pastor of Rock Springs Church in Milner, Georgia, inviting you to attend one of our services this week. Find a church near you at cm-church.org and be sure and listen every Sunday morning at 7:30 a.m. for our weekly program, Apples of Gold from Rock Springs Church, here on 103.9 WYAB.
This is Gary Bryden with the Association of Independent Methodists, inviting you to join us for the Methodist Bible Hour USA each Sunday morning at 7 a.m. We'll explore the scriptures, share insightful thoughts, and enjoy special music. In today's world, there's a lot of confusion around us, but we'll point you to the eternal truth found only in Jesus Christ. That's the Methodist Bible Hour USA every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. on 103.9 WYAB.
Rotor's Plumbing and Pearl, your familiar plumber with these similar names. Locally owned and operated by Chris Rotor. Rotor's Plumbing is no franchise, simply lower prices and better service without the dreaded overpriced upsell. Rotor's is one of the few places you'll find that actually specialize in tankless water heater repair, as well as being your full-service plumber. And most importantly, service after the sale, meaning the techs actually answer your call, with misses averaging callbacks of 10 minutes or less. Rotor's Plumbing at ROEDERS plumbing.com.
Come together.
We are back here on the Lindsey Beckham Show, here in the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. You have any thoughts or opinions, you are welcome to call into the show today, 601-879-0002, or you can text 601-879-4648. I think we have Clay in the comments. He said he quit doing stuff publicly when cameras and social media came around, but that's just me. Yeah, Clay, but you know what? They still caught you slipping. Isn't that what they said? Is that the term? I don't even know. Is that the term you use? Caught you slipping? I'm kidding. We all know that that guy is very much insane, and I don't think you are slipping by any means. I told Clay, I guess I took a break from my cult today. If you watched the show this morning. Oh, well, I'm not even going to go there. Not even going to go there. Of course, I still stand for education freedom, as always, as always. I'll tell you what, Pam Bondi is taking some heat. I don't know if you guys are watching what's going down with the Epstein files and with Pam Bondi, but she has made a lot of people pretty angry. I have not watched the hearing yesterday. I definitely need to go back and watch that. I got home and was watching the House debates from yesterday. I'll tell you what, Speaker Jason White wasn't playing around yesterday. He was threatening to throw some people right on out of there if they didn't start acting right. So good for him. Good for him. But Shaun has even told me, y'all will appreciate this. Shaun has told me that he is now a conspiracy theorist. Who would have thunk it? He said he will now believe every conspiracy that I present to him. So then I said, so now are you going to admit that the moon landing was faked? And he said, I'm not quite there yet. But I think he is starting to realize us conservatives over here weren't so crazy when we were talking about Pizzagate or the pandemic being planned. You know, that's something else that has come out in these Epstein files. These conversations between Epstein and Bill Gates talking about pandemics. What would policies be? What would plans be if all of a sudden there is a national pandemic? Interesting, right? I'm pretty sure that I've been saying for years and years and years, well, I guess since 2020 anyway, that Bill Gates most definitely had something to do with COVID. I will never stop believing that. I will believe that until the day that I die. I saw Nancy Mace has called for Bill Gates to be subpoenaed and come before Congress to answer some questions, and I think that he should have to. I mean, I'd be shocked if we got anything other than what we got out of Giselle Maxwell, if that's even how you say her name. I'm not quite sure how you say it, but pleading the fifth over and over and over and reading this whole long statement, smug and arrogant, narcissistic. I'm anxious to see what plays out here. Will she end up getting a pardon to keep quiet about what she knows? I don't care if you have to remove and prosecute every single person, not only in the United States government, but in the entire world. If you are inappropriately touching children, then you should be prosecuted to the fullest extent. There should be justice. It is sick. It is sickening. Those victims deserve that. And you know what? If it takes every last one of them out, we'll build it right back and build it back better. I'll be real honest with you. I think the reason these files have never been released by either side of the aisle, either party, is because there are some very, very powerful people on both sides of the aisle who were connected with Jeffrey Epstein. Now, I don't know who all partook in the disgusting sexual misconduct of innocent children. But what I do know is there's got to be a special place in hell for every last one of them. You know, it's hard to believe, it's hard to imagine a day and time like today when we have groups of people advocating to normalize men molesting children. Give them an inch and they will take a mile. You legalize gay marriage, you allow men into women's sports and into women's safe places. You start this gender affirming care. You let kids believe that they were born in the wrong bodies. And now what's the next step? Oh, we're going to start allowing men to call themselves a MAP, a minor attracted person, and normalize that. It is sick. And spoiler alert, it's not the right doing that. That's these whack job Looney Tune liberals. Better be careful, people. Judgment Day is coming, and you will have to answer for these things. We got to take our last break. Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back here to wrap things up on this beautiful Thursday afternoon here on The Lindsey Beckham Show. We'll be right back. Thursday afternoon here on The Lindsey Beckham Show. We'll be right back.
.1039 WYAB.
From a cabin on a creek to a field where the big bucks sneak. Oh yeah! Tom Smith Land and Homes. Find your place where your roots can grow. From hunting ground to your front door key, call the landman of Mississippi. Tom Smith Land and Homes. Yeah, the landman's who you need. Brought to you by Tom and Ellen Smith. Tom Smith Land and Homes. That's it.
Yazoo Valley Electric Power Association wants you to stay away from downed power lines. Downed power lines carry the risk of deadly electric shock, even if the broken wire is not sparking. If a wire is crossing a road or driveway, avoid the area and keep others away. If you see a downed power line, back away and call your utility company or 911. When you call, be prepared to provide the specific address or location of the downed power line so a repair crew can get there as quickly as possible. This safety message brought to you by Yazoo Valley Electric Power Association.
Pure Air Consultants offers services on your heating and cooling system. It's time to get your heating system serviced. We offer replacement, service, maintenance agreements. It's important because if you have a gas heating system, it can produce carbon monoxide. So you want to make sure you have your system serviced and cleaned to protect your family. You want to make sure your system is safe to run. You can find us on our website at mypureairconsultants.com, mypureairconsultants.com.
The new year is off to a fast start, but you can't keep up if your vehicle is sidelined. Get to Mazda of Jackson and take advantage of these super deals before time runs out. Get 1.9% financing for 63 months on all 2025 Mazda CX-5s and 2026 CX-90s, CX-50s, and Mazda 3s with approved credit, and get 1-year maintenance included in your new vehicle purchase. Don't wait another minute to experience Mazda's exhilarating performance, top-notch safety, and reliability online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit I-55 Frontage Road.
When it's time to get serious about work-ready equipment, come see me, Noah Sullivan, at H&H Chief Sales in Carthage. From rugged Big Tex trailers to durable CM and Legend X truck beds, H&H has what your truck needs to work harder and last longer. For the field, H&H carries reliable ag equipment from Salford, New Leader, and Chandler. Visit H&H Chief Sales in Carthage today or anytime at hhchiefsales.com. H&H, quality equipment, knowledgeable service, and solutions that work as hard as you do.
Hey, Rankin County, swing by the locally owned and award-winning 042 Wine and Spirits on Highway 80 next to Sonny's Barbecue in Brandon today. We've got one of the largest selections around with over 200 bourbons and whiskeys to ignite your taste buds, more than 50 vodkas, 50-plus tequilas, 30-plus rums, and ready-to-drink cocktails, as well as premium scotches. And get this, we've got over 400 wines in stock for the perfect pairing anytime. Discover your new favorites today at 042 Wine and Spirits right next to Sonny's Barbecue, Highway 80, Cross Gates, Brandon.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Cork and Door Company has been providing quality residential garage and commercial overhead door products to Mississippians for over 50 years. Cork and Door is a supplier of garage door parts and services such as LiftMaster, commercial and residential door operators, as well as Clopay, sectional commercial and residential doors, Asta, commercial sheet and rolling steel doors, and Cornell, rolling steel and shutters, with many in stock for the same-day pickup. Corkanddoor.com. That's Corkanddoor.com.
If you want the best health care, where do you go? The Mayo Clinic. If you want the best care for your vehicle, where do you go? Mayo Auto Clinic in Raymond. Mayo Auto Clinic does foreign and domestic vehicles and diesel repair. Mayo Auto Clinic has ASE certified techs with over 25 years of experience. You can extend the life of your car or truck when you take it to Mayo Auto Clinic. For cost-effective repairs and maintenance, go to the best, Mayo Auto Clinic. Open weekdays at 7 a.m. Highway 18 in Raymond.
We are back the last few minutes of the Lindsey Beckham Show here in the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. Clay, I'm just messing with you. I know you weren't doing anything that was slipping by any means. I just think it was ignorant that he thought he had caught you doing something. That line will forever be ingrained in my mind. Caught you slipping. Oh, the stupidity, the ignorance that's out there. A few things that we didn't get to that I had planned to discuss. Right now, Ole Miss's quarterback, his fate remains to be seen. Trinidad, they are holding a hearing right now about his eligibility. So, all you Ole Miss fans out there, say a prayer or 2 or 10 that he's able to stay with us. Incredible young man and a heck of a football player. Yesterday, they did pass off the House floor the bill that would allow, or it would force schools to allow time for children with parental consent to pray while at school. I think this is a good step in the right direction. I think many problems were exacerbated after prayer was taken out of schools. It will now go to the Senate, and we know what happens over there. So we'll see. We'll see. Of course, as always, I will most definitely keep you updated on that, as well as all of the other education legislation that is working its way through the legislature. And tomorrow, Shaun will be here. Same time, same place. I'll see you. Bye.